Are you up yet? It's 4:45, you know. I bet you didn't sleep all night. It's hard for you to believe, but 15 hours from now, you're going to be right back here, snuggled in your bed with the biggest smile on your face. How you feel? I know you're scared. Listen, it's going to be one of the toughest days of your whole life. But you're so ready. I've watched you train like a tiger for more than a year now. You didn't slack off once. You're tapered just right. Everything's in place. I've got so much confidence in you. Now listen, you got 5 minutes before you got to jump in the shower and get your breakfast. I want you to do one last thing just to get your head together. Take a walk with me out to the balcony and look out at that beautiful Pacific Ocean and think about why we're doing this race. It's not for your family. It's not for me. It's for you. You're the one who wanted to do it. And if you get in your head right now that there's nothing in this whole world that can keep you from crossing that finish line today, you're going to be there. I'll see you at the start. Hey, by the way, good luck.
I'm standing in the water, and all I can hear is thousands of people talking and tons of noise and people splashing. And I decide that I've got to let all those noises go away so I can really concentrate on this course and what am I doing here?
Just a little bit on the lips. What, are you nervous or something? Listen, when you hit that water, all this is going to vanish and you'll finally be doing it. No more pent-up nervousness. Don't forget what we talked about on the swim. Look up and breathe forward about every 10 strokes so you can see where you're going. Take a lot of time off your swim. Every coach has got to leave her athlete sooner or later, and this is it for us. I promise you, if you put your heart and your soul into it all day long, you're going to be mighty proud of yourself when this whole thing is over. You're a winner, baby. Take off your shirt and go for it.
Think you've had enough. Stop talking, numbers get ready. Think you've had enough. Big business, after the shake up. Think you've had enough. Stop talking, numbers get ready. Think you've had enough. Big business, after the shake up. Get ready. Get ready. Stop talking. Numbers get ready.
select few, winning the Ironman triathlon means everything. For the others, winning never enters into it. For all, the day begins the same. The salty Pacific and someone's feet slapping you in the face. Captain Bean's dinner boat is the halfway point of the swim. Optimists think of it as a major landmark. Realists know there are 139.4 miles to go. The 2.4-mile swim is the first step in the Ironman Triathlon World Championship, a single round trip through the ocean swells. Next, a 112-mile bike ride that carries you along the Queen Kaahumanu Highway and over miles and miles of tedious black lava. Winds are in your face before the small town of Hawaii and on your back after. Finally, the marathon run through town on Ali'i Drive, out onto the highway and back to the pier where it all began. The moment the last swimmer strokes out of sight, the question is, who will be first? This time, the answer would be Brad Hinshaw, a 21-year-old student from UCLA. Pre-race conversations had picked Brad to finish first in the swim, and for his brother Chris to finish second. They had planned to swim together for speed, but not for Chris to swim off course. Brad Hinshaw's time of 47:39 was an Ironman record. He would be the first one to experience the frantic atmosphere of the transition area and to say hello to the waiting people of Kailua. Hinshaw. He was the second place finisher in the Ironman last year, and only one thing could be better than that. An elite field would make winning difficult. Dave Scott had won this race 4 times and is the acknowledged champion of the sport. His status would be challenged again by 2 distinguished competitors. Scott Tinley, the only one to beat Dave Scott on this course in 1982, and last year's winner in record time when Dave didn't run. And Mark Allen, a 5-time champion in the grueling Nice Triathlon, who has challenged 3 times here but never won. Dave Scott was the first of this trio out of the water, over 3 minutes behind Brad Hinshaw. As he started pedaling, Mark Allen was right behind. When defending champion Scott Tinley finished his swim, he was 2 minutes behind Dave Scott and Mark Allen. Brad Hinshaw was a marked man.
Oh, looking good. Good time. Okay, walk through. Great. They'll get it from you. Take it!
you feel okay? Make sure you got all the salt water out there. I don't want you chafing. Hey, listen, every 10 minutes, I don't mean every 15, I want you drinking on that bike. Let's get going. Got your bananas?
Water, here, grab a water.
Sid. All right, we're down in row 6. Come on, let's get to it. And I mean it, did you hear me? Every 10 minutes, it's going to be a scorcher today. Row 6, we got to get, come on, let's rush. Okay, next row. Right down here. Third bike on your right. Go for it, go.
Judy Ryan is a 42-year-old housewife, mother of 7 from California. She is competing in her first Ironman.
I'm coming into the pier, and I can hear all kinds of people, and I look up to the pier, and I just hope that Jim's there. I'm looking for his straw hat and Sean's little flowered hat, and I hear my name. I can hear my name, but is that really Jim calling?
I think she's coming. Let me get over here, Sean. I can see her.
'em. I get out of the ramp, and I'm real worried about this tag that's hanging off me. And some guy comes up and cuts this thing off me. And then I go in and he offers me a shower. And I don't know if I want a shower or not, so I hold the hose over my head real quick and I just go right down my body real quick. And then somebody's waving at me. And I guess that's the guy with my bag. So I go to him and he hands me my transition bag. And I have no idea where to go. There's just people everywhere. So I keep following people waving to me. And I end up in the girls' dressing room. I'm going out of the dressing room with a hat in my hand. The glove is falling off. And there's an aid station there, and I wonder if I should have something to drink. And I go, I don't think I should have anything to drink yet. So I go down to my aisle where the bike is, and I wonder if I have to run down this aisle or if they're going to give me my bike. And sure enough, this girl comes up and hands me my bike. And all I have to do is get on it and ride. And ride a long way.
364 days a year, nothing very exciting happens on the highways of the Big Island. People like Judy change all that. Centuries ago, lava flows from Mauna Kea sizzled into the sea. The sun can make it feel like the lava still flows. Brad Henshaw was still feeling the isolation of being the leader. That feeling of isolation was about to end. He couldn't see the faces, but he knew the names. Along with Scott, Allen, and Chris Henshaw was Rob Barrel, a 28-year-old from a small town in the Netherlands called Veenendaal. It was Barrel who made the first move to break from the pack. Brad Henshaw must have expected this, but it must have been a sinking feeling nonetheless. Slow, steady, unceremonious move, Rob Barrel claimed first place. It was not an American leading the Ironman triathlon. That, in and of itself, was news. It would be a headline if Rob Barrel could win.
Put yourself on the line. If you can run, bike, and swim with the best of them, come answer the challenge of the Bud Light U.S. Triathlon Series. To obtain an entry form, call 1-800-453-4000. The Bud Light U.S. Triathlon Series. The challenge has been made.
It was approaching high noon in the Hawaiian sun. Dave Scott and Mark Allen held second and third place. Having passed the turnaround at Hawaii, Scott decided he would like to be first. Rob Barrel would be the victim. Barrel and Scott traded places many times, but then life seemed normal again in the triathlon world. Dave Scott was leading the Ironman.
I really don't know what drives me to do this race. I think it stems way back when I was a kid, when I swam in high school and college. I never reached the top, yet I felt I always worked out harder than anyone else alive, but I just didn't have either the right genes, or I just didn't have the skill, or whatever. In a lot of ways, I really have a hidden desire to excel. Sometimes it doesn't show in other facets of my life, but in competition, usually I can bring it out.
I got some big boys right behind me. The race starts in the run. We just hold our position here. I think we'll be competitive.
For Scott, Barrel, and Mark Allen, the preparation for the run had begun. It is during that 26 miles and 385 yards when this race is usually won and lost. Most of the field, however, was as far away from these three on the map as they were from thinking about the run. The trade winds on the road to Hawaii were still their concern. There are many Ironman experiences that are common to all. Every 5 miles comes an oasis of bananas, cookies, and water. And every triathlete will tell you, if you don't drink, you can't drive. Leading the marathon of last year's Ironman, Joanne Ernst was a portrait of pain. Yet in the end, she was painted as a champion. She never gave up and stretched her limits.
After you put in that much effort, I didn't want to quit. I don't normally quit in events like that. And after all that much work, I wasn't going to stop.
1 year later, Joanne Ernst, defending champion, was well past the halfway point of the bike run and leading once again. Except this time over the best field of women ever assembled for this race. All physical things considered, the experience of last year's triathlon might provide the difference.
I feel a lot more confident of dealing with almost any situation. If I could make it through that, and if I could push through that kind of pain, deal with the fear, then I can handle just about anything.
The spirit of the chase was very much alive for the women as it was for the men. The pack-chasing Joanne consisted of a woman from Zimbabwe, Paula Newby-Fraser, and from Canada, the sport's most famous twins, Patricia and Sylviane Puntus.
Cycling in close proximity to other riders in this event presents the danger of disqualification for drafting. Illegal drafting occurs when a cyclist stays in the slipstream of another rider and gains an advantage from the lessened air resistance. Disqualifications for drafting in triathlons are not unheard of. Successful appeals are, so every rider approaches the other cyclists with caution.
The Puntus twins are rarely separated when they race. This then was a rare occasion, for between Sylviane and her sister was Paula Newby-Fraser, a third-place finisher a year ago, in third place once again. Just slightly ahead was Patricia Puntus. In 12 major triathlons, she has finished second to her sister every time. Yet together they race, together they live. Have the two of you ever been apart for a period of time and then come back together and realize that you both did or thought the same thing as the other one even while you were apart?
I don't know. But always when we dream and in the morning we wake up and we set the dream, it's very close. Very, very close.
What's the biggest difference between the two of you?
I'm prettier.
And you?
No, I'm perfect. It's a joke.
You guys seem to have too much fun to be triathletes. Don't you think,
Why?
don't you think that you need to be tougher?
You think the triathletes are not fun?
What percentage of your life would you say triathlons is? I mean, obviously you gave up your home to move to San Diego, so it's a large part.
It's pretty much the biggest part. I gave up everything. I gave up, I left my family, I left my home, I left a lot of relationships behind, my friends, to come over here this year to train. So I'd say triathlons is pretty much the key part of my life.
On the highway, Paula gave up nothing. After going back and forth with the sisters for more than a half hour, Paula Newby-Fraser made an aerodynamic move into second place. Five hours had passed since the start. The women had covered almost 80 miles of the Kona coast. Joanne Ernst had a 4-minute lead. One thing was certain, the field was close enough to guarantee a memorable marathon. For the men, the volcanic scenery slid by monotonously. The race, however, did not. Rob Barrell had since faded, but Mark Allen had remained in the shadow of Dave Scott for miles. Scott seemed to feel it necessary to stay slightly in front, and Allen promoted the game by forcing Scott to struggle just enough to stay there. minds were working as smoothly as the gears. Scott, ever the tactician, ever worried about his technique. For Mark Allen, this was another of his well-known stamina tests. 2 weeks before, a victory in the Nice Triathlon. Now in the Ironman shortly after. Everyone wondered how much he could push. Dave Scott was still planning. Here, Allen was a known quantity. Scott was concerned with the unknown.
How far back is Tinley?
Scott Tinley was 9 minutes behind. Last year's champion had lost his crown somewhere on the Queen K Highway. For him, the race for first was over. For Allen and Scott, the psychological duel lay ahead. You just passed the bike turnaround. Dave Scott is ready to run with a slightly different personality. Pressure had turned nice guy Dave into a curt, even abusive race leader.
Don't knock me off. Don't knock me off.
The first virtue to give way was his inherent modesty.
No further here. Where is it? Where's my bag? That's the right one. 2.
In a 9-hour event, Dave Scott doesn't relax for a moment. Transitions are like pit stops, and Scott has the fastest one-man crew. For Mark Allen, there is a hesitancy, perhaps a resistance to giving up the bike, which has become psychologically comfortable after more than 4.5 hours.
Well, I'm glad to be under this umbrella. It's hot and it's hot.
One side of the other, please.
With much different pacing, Scott and Allen prepared for the marathon, which would clearly decide the race. First, 7 miles, mostly along the cool ocean front. Then an uphill climb out of town and onto the highway for 9 miles. Then 10 miles, back to the pier, and the finish. Scott's lead at the transition was 1 minute. A confident, aggressive start on the run had increased it. And if he was going to see Mark Allen again, he clearly wanted some warning.
Mark Allen.
Mark Allen had a different concern. He was busy waging a battle with an early hill on the course. Scott moved on, and the women moved in. Second-place woman Paula Frazier, with her head down, never saw it. Women's leader Joanne Ernst was 6 minutes ahead. She would gain another minute with a quick transition trip. As Paula Frazier made her speedy transition entrance, she must have been thinking back a year when pain and cramps nearly lost the Ironman for Joanne Ernst in the marathon. Even Joanne must have wondered what surprises her muscles had in store.
kidding me. You feel physically all right? Well, I'll tell you something. If that's true, you got an attitude problem. I mean, we're going 8 miles an hour here. What'd you train for all year? People are passing you. You were ahead of them a half hour ago. I might as well pack up and go home, and if you keep riding like this, you might as well go home, too. Let's put a little oomph into it, all right? Get going.
All right, are we ready to get lined up for this?
Yes.
Come on. Now you need to be quiet now. We need to get organized if we're going to not be here all day. Why don't you come in close, honey?
A few years ago, Judy Ryan watched the Ironman flash across her TV screen. And somehow, in spite of 7 children and a husband, she decided that one day that would be for her, under one condition, that the special times the family spent together would never be lost. And from the dining room to the boardwalk to the beach, they were not. In fact, Judy Ryan's family, the one that could have prevented her quest, actually helped promote it.
The kids got me started on the triathlons because I wasn't going to go to the pool and sit with my crochet hooks while all these little things swam. Are you cold?
Yes,
Well, put this towel around you, honey. Get the towel and put it around you.
3, go.
Get set. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Cheese. I'll tell you, this is some kind of a day. Look at these clouds are wonderful.
Beautiful.
Absolutely wonderful.
How you feeling?
I feel too good.
Great.
I'm afraid to say that because something's going to happen, but this has been far better than I ever dreamed I could do.
Somewhere on the road ahead waited Judy's husband and son, and they were waiting with hundreds of others, for others like Judy. Judy had about 20 miles to go before she would have to begin the marathon, which would carry her into the night, by which time the leaders would probably be in bed. Dave Scott was approaching the marathon turnaround with a 6-minute lead over Mark Allen. The most important U-turn in the race meant that there were 10 miles to go. Leaving that carnival-like setting, Scott would prepare to see Allen face-to-face for the first time in a long time. The turnaround creates a unique situation in that the competitors get a chance to see where they stand. This was good news for Dave Scott, bad news for Mark Allen. Any scene which saw Dave Scott being beaten now would seem to be a mirage.
Okay. We got some drivers that came on the second. Okay. Number 598 crossing the finish line.
Fabulous, baby, you're fabulous. Come on. How'd the blisters?
Move the
all
car.
right?
Move the
Come on,
car,
sit
move the
down
car.
right here. Sit down right here. Here you go. Sit down right here. We're going to get you all straightened up. I know the blisters are bad. It's all right. Hey, listen, don't get down.
Jump in that car.
You were faster than we thought in the swim, right? And so you were a little slower on the bike. It was hot out there. Get this swim off now. The worst mistake you can make. I mean it. Listen up now. I know you're all excited. You're finally here. The worst mistake you can make is taking off too fast in this marathon. You've got a long day left ahead of you, but there's one good news. There's cloud cover, so it's a little bit cooler than it's going to be. You've been drinking that last little bit of the bike? All right. Put this on here now. All right, they don't look too bad. I put a little Vaseline over the corner for you. There we go. Let's look at it this way. You go out steady all the way to the airport, and if you're still feeling good, then we'll pick it up. I'll see you out there. I'm so proud of you, I can't stand it.
While we're waiting for a few more of the traffic to come, just a few more. Is there a lot of common area around here?
The women's race leader and defending champion Joanne Ernst was slowing down. It had happened in last year's race, but she held on to win. Enter the Puntas twins for yet another test.
2 minutes and 10 seconds. 2 minutes, 10 seconds behind Joanne.
Sylviane also moved on by. It seemed to sap whatever strength Joanne had left. It was now a matter of heart. On Ali'i Drive, the town of Kailua was greeting its most frequent champion.
Dave Scott is a unique athlete. Overshadowed by others for 11 months a year, he rises from goodness to greatness when the distances and the stakes are doubled. The sport of triathlon has grown and consistently tested the limits of human athletic potential, and Dave Scott has expanded our concept of what is possible.
This Dave Scott victory in the 10th Ironman differed from the others in a more earthly way. For the first time, the Ironman awarded more than $100,000 in prize money. $18,000 of it was given to Dave Scott. The challenge for the one-time challenger Mark Allen was over. 4 minutes behind Scott, second place would be his in the second fastest time ever. Scott Tinley would hear the crowd minutes later and finish third. At the marathon turnaround, Patricia Puntas moved closer to her greatest day. Paula Newby-Fraser, who had been passed by both the twins and dropped to fourth, had passed Joanne Ernst to gain third. She maintained a steady pace and, aside from taking time to pick up a hug delivered by her boyfriend, never allowed you to think she wouldn't make a last-minute move. Giving up all that seemed important in life in Zimbabwe to train in San Diego seemed to be delivering her where she wanted to be. A view of second-place Sylviane Puntas and how close she was cemented the thought. For more than 1,000 souls trying to survive the late afternoon sun, the travails of the leaders were as far away as the finish line, and that they might not see until long into the night.
Not gonna quit.
If only her legs could have functioned as well as her heart, Joanne Ernst would finish fourth. Patricia Puntis had thoughts of reuniting with her twin sister, as they had many times before, but she needed to know where she was.
Third place? I don't know yet. They're going to be taking the time.
At that very moment, Sister Sylviane was actually in trouble, being separated from her sister, as Paula Newby-Fraser passed her to claim second. Paula Newby-Fraser and the Puntis sisters had spent nearly the entire day together. Paula had one twin behind her now, and she could see Patricia not too far ahead. There would be no last-minute moves and no heroics. Patricia Puntis, for the first time in a career of seconds to her sister, had won triathlon's greatest race in record time. Quick glance for Sylviane, but there was Paula Newby-Fraser claiming second with a time that was also better than any woman before. Paula's father was there to share the moment. Then there was a hug of respect that had been earned over the past 10 hours. Patricia then needed only to see Sylviane. Twice before, Sylviane had waited for her after she had won the Ironman. Now she knew more than anyone Sylviane would be happy for her. They had been born together 25 years before. Little had separated them since. Moments like these only brought them closer together.
Many hours right now, the time says 9 hours, 50 minutes, 24 seconds. Outstanding time. And yes, the course record was shattered by both females today. The first and second place shattered the course record, which was 10 hours, 25 minutes and change. The 1983 and 1984 Ironman champion, she also shattered the course record for women by over 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. A time of 9 hours, 53 minutes, 12 seconds, just shattering the course record by over a half an hour. Number 162, just finishing in a time of 9:53. Rick Crawford from Allen, Texas, into the 46, finishing a time of 9:53.
Paula Newby-Fraser entered the rest tent in second place, but she wouldn't leave that way. Patricia Puntis was escorted from the joy of the finish line to receive news that she had drafted other bikers earlier in the race and was being disqualified. Patricia Puntis's loss had become Paula Newby-Fraser's championship gain.
Manfred
The rules did not allow for an appeal.
A drafting call was made on Patricia Puntos in the last 2 miles going into Javi. She was with the group. There were 2 men in that group disqualified along with her.
She was warned?
No, we don't warn. There's no provision for warning. We observe, and we don't make the call lightly. We have competent cyclists out there making the decisions. And he watched as long as he could watch without making a call and made the call.
For some, it happens in the swim. Others give way to the winds on the bike. It is the first realization that you may not make it. For Judy Ryan, it was happening so close to the finish.
And I'm starting to run again, and I have terrible stomachache coming on. And I can't figure out why. Everything's been going so well. I can't, and I'm trying really hard to ask myself, what have I done wrong now? What did I do that's created these stomach problems? I don't have any answer for it. And my psyche is breaking down. My emotions are getting pretty weak here. So I walk a little bit, and it's the first time I've really had to walk now. But I'm just feeling sicker and sicker and sicker. I hate to throw up. My throat burns, my nose burns. I have nothing to clean up with. I'm embarrassed because there are people walking behind me as I'm throwing up. I hate this because emotionally I feel okay. I just want to tell these people I'm fine. Don't look at me. I'll be all right. Just go by me and pretend you don't even see me here.
Easy for a second. Let's go down. Let's go down. I know you're hurting. I know you're hurting. Just stretch him out for a second. Hey. You don't think you can make it? You can. I tell you your 2 options right now. You don't have any cramps in the legs, right? Okay. You got 2 options. One is we can quit, we can pack up, and you're going to hate yourself and you're going to hate me for a long time to come. Or you can keep going. And the pain that you're going to go through physically for the next few miles is going to be nothing compared to the mental anguish you're going to go through if you don't do it. Hey, see them all? They're all hurting just like you are, but they're keeping going. The turnaround is 1.5 miles up the road. You get there, there are going to be people yelling for you. Let's try it. Come on, buddy. Here you go. You're a little shaky, but you can do it. If you can take 1 step, you can take 2. You gotta finish this thing.
awful now. I'm really feeling awful, and all I can do now is focus on the white line. Concentrate on that white line. When I get off the white line, I think I'm feeling a little dizzy, and every time I look down, all I can see is that white line, and that's the only focus I can have. If we run a little bit and we walk a little bit, and we run a little bit and we walk a little bit, but we stay together and we keep talking. He thought that was great. I know I'm not sprinting, but I feel like I'm in a full-out sprint. I know it's not very fast, but for me, for all day, this is faster than I've gone for a long time. And I look at the finish line, and I hear all those people cheering, and I just let up this big golden smile. I feel so good. I feel so excited. I go up and I kiss Jim, and he gives me a lay, and his strength is he's so strong. He hugs me so strong, and I feel so good. And I hug Sean, and he's so happy I'm in, and I just look at them, and I can't say I don't want to say very much to them. I just want them to hold me now.
Number 268, Bonnie Rodkin.
You can prepare for the test of the swim, the boredom of the bike, the jarring struggle of the run. But nothing can prepare you for the feeling of the crowd, the lights, the finish.
Must have been something, a real tiny kid.